We don't need walls against goods coming from abroad. What we need is rather to let down our barriers, to open them up, and to take advantage of the opportunities for cooperation around the world.
The global economic power rankings are set to shift dramatically by 2031, with China expected to take the coveted top slot, closely followed by the United States. China is projected to secure the top spot as the largest economy, with an estimated GDP of $37.6 trillion. This would make China the world's leading economic powerhouse. The United States is set to maintain a strong position as the second-largest economy, with a projected GDP of $35.4 trillion. According to a forecast published by the Center for Economics and Business Research, CEBR, the global economy is experiencing steady growth and is projected to surpass $100 trillion this year. This significant milestone signifies the increasing economic activity and prosperity worldwide. Furthermore, the forecast suggests that by 2035, the global GDP will double, reflecting the remarkable expansion of global economies. Global Trends 2030 report by the National Intelligence Council predicts that, by 2030, no country, whether the US, China, or any other large country, will be a hegemonic power. However, on the economic chessboards, though, the tables will turn. Out of the top 5 economies in 2031, 3 will be located in Asia: China, India, and Japan. This shift highlights the increasing economic power concentrated in populous Asian countries. Europe, with Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and Italy, will maintain a strong presence in the top 10. Meanwhile, Brazil will be the sole representative from South America.
By 2030, China will have a GDP which will equal America. And by 2050, she'll have a GDP per capita about half of America.
China's ascendancy as the largest economic power was initially projected to occur by 2030. However, due to a faster-than-expected recovery in the U.S. in 2021 and China's challenges with their zero-COVID policies, the timeline for China to assume the top position has been delayed by approximately 2 years. China has managed to sustain positive GDP growth primarily due to the stability provided by domestic demand. This strategic focus on bolstering domestic demand was already a priority for China even before the pandemic.
India will grow at about 60% the pace of China. So today its GDP is about half, well, 1/3 really. But it's a very large country, 1 billion people, and the top layer are very capable people.
India, on the other hand, is set to secure the 3rd spot in terms of GDP, with a projected $10.8 trillion in 2031. Looking back, India's GDP stood at a mere $949 billion in 2006. However, recent years have witnessed remarkable growth, with its GDP more than tripling to reach $3.1 trillion in 2022. Over the next 15 years, it is expected to triple once again. Ridham Desai, Morgan Stanley's chief equity strategist for India, stated that, "We believe India is set to surpass Japan and Germany to become the world's 3rd largest economy by 2027 and will have the 3rd largest stock market by the end of this decade." Several factors contribute to India's impressive economic expansion. Firstly, India's economy had substantial room for improvement compared to other nations. Additionally, favorable demographics work in India's favor, with a youthful workforce and a median age that is 20 years younger than that of Japan, offers a competitive advantage. India's service industry has experienced significant growth and now accounts for around 55% of its GDP. Industries such as telecommunications, software, and IT generate a significant revenues within this sector. For example, India's IT sector alone contributes 10% to the country's GDP, attracting multinational companies like Intel, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and IBM. We make videos on current issues. Support us through your likes, share, and subscribe our channel as well. Indian government is actively pursuing production-linked incentives in the form of subsidies for multinational companies, seeking to diversify their production away from China. If successful, These incentives are likely to result in increased production of goods within India, such as solar panels and smartphones, further driving economic growth.
I've been to Silicon Valley a few times. I see changes even in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley today is much more interested in the valleys of India.
The post-pandemic recovery spearheads significant changes in the global economy. This shift in economic power signifies a broader trend, depicting economic center gravitating towards Asia from Europe and North America. The movement of economic power towards Asia can be attributed to several factors, including the reduction of trade barriers and the promotion of economic freedom. These measures have attracted substantial foreign direct investment, FDI, to the region. Among European nations, Germany will lead the pack with a GDP of $6.3 trillion, securing the fifth spot. The United Kingdom will closely follow with a projected GDP of $4.6 trillion, with sixth spot. France will be at seventh place with GDP of $4.2 trillion, and Italy with $3.0 trillion will get 10th spot. Brazil, the eighth largest economy in the world with a GDP of $3.1 trillion, will be the only South American country in the Big Ten. The economic trajectory of Russia will remain uncertain, and it is anticipated to fall outside the top 10 economies. The impact of severe sanctions and global isolation on Russia's economy could influence its position and ranking. Looking at the above depictions, the shift in economic power of countries signifies transformation in the global economic landscape. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos.